Hey, this is Jackie Bros. That's you. All right. Everybody knows you're drinking.
Dunlap here.
We are having a few. Anybody would after what we gone through over the holidays. I hope your July 4th went well, everybody out there. But
Did not in Murfreesboro.
well, not. I can't talk about everything that happened. As far as I know, Dr. Birdman, and we can't mention the status of Hurt Bird. Not quite sure what we legally cannot talk about what kind of shape that, because I was a witness there to what happened. I need to watch what I say legally.
You may be called in to testify.
I will, and I'm happy to do so. There may be some more people that were there. They're going to have to go into court and talk about this. So I can't mention it, but it was a sight to see. But it's not what I went there to go see. I've lived many years of my life. I've been around, and I ain't never seen anything like this.
Folks, what Jackie's talking about, and I guess, is this your sponsor
Well,
this
just
week?
be watching. I guess I might as well be. He needs all the help he can get.
Last week, our sponsors were Dr. Birdman's, Jackie's sponsor was Dr. Birdman, and Dr. Birdman's Hurt Bird 4th of July Freedom Feeling Better Fest.
Yeah.
If you recall this, just brief recap.
Well, he's supposed to come out on the wire because you can't fly, hurt so bad, go in a circle, come down, land on George Washington. And that was a local. He will definitely be testifying. A gentleman playing George Washington,
Local actor from the Murfreesboro
Play Actors Club. Yeah.
So it was all set up. And Jackie last week told everyone about the Dr. Birdman. It's going to be in Big Lots parking lot. It was too big for Jackie's parking lot. He expected to turn out.
I want to thank everybody who showed up and just apologize as well.
The Hurt Bird, if you recall this saga, Hurt Bird is a Dr. Birdman, one of Dr. Birdman's
It's
captured.
been injured for some time. Yes, everybody. It doesn't.
It used to be called New Year's Eve Bird.
It was, and at that
and
time,
then it got hurt.
At that time, New Year's Eve was a time when it was New Year's Eve bird, healthy bird at that time, and it would just stare you down, scare you. You'd blow off as many fireworks as you want on New Year's Eve, and it wouldn't bother, ruffle his feathers. No pun intended. It had feathers back in when it was healthy. Now it's just bone, skin. But this is when the bird felt good and fireworks didn't bother. And I will testify. I can't get into it. I will testify. I took those flyers and I all the surrounding neighborhoods, put it in the mailbox, put it on the door, says do not fire any fireworks between, 7 o'clock, 11 at night. If you just in that area while we were doing the show, before is fine, after is fine. Celebrate however you want. But he's doing
I will
the show.
just say that's the entire night. 7 to 11 is pretty much.
The U.S. said after 11 may be a little late for some people. I know I wouldn't want to be next door to it, but so people shoot it off. All how people
trigger
are.
warning
They're
for
gonna
Hurt
do
Bird.
whatever. Yeah, well, just the bird is not in the shape that it was back last New Year's Eve. We hope we can get it there at some point, but I'm going to have to take the stand, so I can't.
You know for sure you're going to be called in to testify.
I've been notified, yeah, and I'm happy to do it. What I saw, my interpretation, what I saw, no one. 4 people were injured, but no one's dead, thank God, and one touch and go. One fella, he's fine now. So people were hurt. Whatever happened, I don't think Dr. Birdman is responsible. Some people says yes. You go somewhere and act a certain way, stuff happens to you. Something can happen to you. You don't know what it is, It depends on your attitude and how you. That's all I can say. But I will testify that Dr. Birdman is professional care of various birds for some time. Also, people doctor sometimes. He in no way instigated this incident. I don't think.
Well, I mean, you could say he instigated it by having his sick bird in the parking lot.
That's what it was
swinging
supposed to
it around on a wire.
It was supposed, the wire was supposed to stay. He looked it over. I saw him do it rehearsal before anybody got there at Big Lots, and everything went fine. It went just the way it's
Was he
supposed to
rehearsing
do.
it with Hurt Bird, or did he have a stand-in?
He just the same. He didn't want to put another bird all that dress up wire stuff on. You just do it right, Hurt Bird. Yeah.
Yeah, but Hurt Bird, it seems like it took a lot out of him. I was there for that rehearsal, and it seemed like it really knocked a lot. I was
Well,
watching
he
it.
already looks miserable. It ain't, you can rehearse a bird all day. It's going to look sick. I mean, that's just what it is. You could swing that bird as long as the wire stays like it's supposed to do. You could do that over and over again, and the bird ain't going to look any different.
Well, I didn't know when last week when you said it was a wire attached to the bird, I thought it was like attached to his bed, like you were lifting up the whole bed.
No,
it's attached to his head.
Yeah. So it looks like he's flying. And it makes him feel that way, too, I guess, because he kind of...
Well, when it got going pretty
flaps
good,
around.
right, like his wings in the breeze were sort of looked like flight motions.
You got to keep his head, behind it because it's so fast. If you miss it, you missed it. You got to watch it and be there. It's over before you know it. It's worth saying. It's a good show, but it's so fast. And it's like what happened during before rehearsal went fine. George Washington and the bird got along fine at that time. Everything's fine.
I guess I should mention my sponsor this week, Don Jekyll Jr.'s Big Bang Blowout Fireworks Display. That was my sponsor last week, and I guess that might as well be my sponsor again this week as well. I was over in the Little Lots parking lot watching all this go down across the culvert. Now, I mentioned this last week. Don Jekyll Jr. owns Little Lots now.
It ain't little. It's an empty building. It don't call it just because you could call it Wendy's, Hardee's, or whatever you want. You ain't gonna get nothing, no hamburger there. It's an empty building. It don't matter what you get. Ain't no such thing as Little Lots.
And Little Lots is a part of the Don Jekyll Jr. empire now, so he had his other operations over there. He had the friendly folks from Pre-Greeters milling about. Had some snake faces.
That ain't. No.
And
no.
Many of his different enterprises.
I'm saying I'm glad I ain't down at Rutherford County Jail right now, because they better hope they don't put Dr. Birdman and Don Jekyll Jr. in the same cell.
It was a strange, if I'm called to testify, which I will say I'm probably not going to be, because most of the folks in the Murfreesboro court system, when they've called me to testify before, they know how things have gone, and I'm sure they're not going to want to repeat any of those incidents.
Yeah.
But I will say, if I have to repeat my story, people are going to think I'm a little bit nuts for what I saw. It starts pretty simple. We set it up last week. Jackie says, don't have any firecrackers.
And then everybody
bird.
across the street, he had
Firecrackers. That was the setup.
We put flyers out all over. I don't need to put flyers out at an empty building that no one's supposed to be at.
Well, Jackie, you can put flyers out. That's your freedom of speech. But you need to realize that freedom of speech has consequences.
I will say this now. I ain't taking any other blame off of who I think is responsible, which is a common crook, felon, Don Jekyll Jr. Outside of him, some other people did not heed the warnings on the flyers. They did what they wanted to. Didn't care about nobody else. Didn't care about no birds. Didn't care about nothing. And there were people in the near neighborhoods that were shooting off fireworks too, but not nearly as much as it was across the damn street.
Well, it's Don Jekyll Jr. started out with his Big Bang Blowout fireworks, just the loudest, screamingest, screechingest, boomingest display of fireworks. Not so much in the visual department, but if you just wanted noise, he was setting them off in trash cans and dumpsters. The big finale was that they were going to just shoot a gun at a propane tank until it blew.
What?
Nobody knew how that was going to go. But he said he had permits. I mean, he had permits for all this, supposedly, is what I was led
Well,
to
if they
believe.
had permits, he ought not be in jail. Of course, I say the same thing about Dr. Birdman. I think he had some kind of permit that didn't look good after what happened and people were injured. By the time the police got there, that's, they took them too. They had to, that's who, I don't know if Jimmy's in there with them or not.
Jimmy is Dr. Birdman's henchman.
I think he's not a henchman. He works with him every night, hitting in. He happened to be in town on the holiday, and he won't need a few dollars. He's like he's not a drifter, but just moved from town to town is what Jimmy does. But anyway, he was there. I think he ran off.
He got the hell out of there. Good for you, Jimmy.
I
The
tell
first
you-
smart thing you did.
I went down now. I was in the Army, and not to say I was prepared for this sort of thing, but most of what I did was just guard this Jeep. But there was a couple of times that you just go down and cover. Yup,
So what you did was you guarded a Jeep and you hid.
Well, if
Thank you for your service.
no, I'm just saying you learn how to, just get down. If you're in the Army, you go, at some point, hopefully not, but you may get shot at or bombed or this or that. I mean, that's part of the job. West Part, you go through basic training, they told you how to get down in the, get down in there,
Well, that training came in handy because I saw Jackie. When everything went south, Jackie was crawling through the muck like Patton was kicking him in the ass.
I managed to get out of there without any too much scratch or anything happened to me. Now, some people said if he was down there, then that's what some of the police said. If you was down there and covered up, how'd you see this and this, which I can't talk about on here for legal reasons. And I said, well, I was looking through my fingers. You got your hands, how you squint, hold your hand over your eyes and just move your fingers this way you can see right out. So I saw it all.
It was a powder keg. I mean, I'll say I'm on Don Jekyll Jr.'s side, but I will say I was a little jittery after. You just don't want to be in a parking lot full of loud noises like for 2 or 3 hours. The pre-greeters were getting jittery. They were drinking extra heavy. Their weapons were drawn. A lot of them were having flashbacks to the various wars they were involved in, which might have happened to Mr. Brawls.
It didn't. Oh, I wasn't in no war.
You didn't flash back to that Jeep?
I wasn't in. I got most of what I did. MP got this Jeep. That's most of what I did. I was happy to serve. I was fortunate I didn't go to Korea or Vietnam for that matter. I was already out by Vietnam, hell. But I never did have to go to Korea. Some people I knew went to Korea. But I did what they told me to. That's what you do when you go in the Army. You just do what they tell you to. You do your job good.
Well, that's what...
that Jeep never got stolen, I'll say that much. But what you learn when you serve this country, it stays with you for the rest of your life, good or bad. I'll say that right now.
When Hartbird was being swung around that parking lot with those forceps attached to his head.
Just wait. You be careful what you say on here. You be talking to a lawyer,
All I know
district attorney.
is there was some yelling. Dr. Birdman was yelling at Don Jekyll Jr. across the culvert.
Well, hell yes, he was yelling at him.
Don Jekyll Jr. and the rummies from pre-greeters were yelling back at Dr. Birdman. And then...
Well, as soon as the curse, this is the good part I will say about that. As soon as the language is what you call those pre-graders, which are just awful drunks, they were using language so bad that the families that did come to see hurt bird George Washington at least got the children out of there when
That's
this was
good.
happening. So
That
that's
was
the good.
good.
I don't like that kind of language, but in this particular incident, I'm glad they covered the kids' ears and got out of there, put them in the car, drove off. There wasn't no children left.
Present. Plus,
thank God Almighty for
I
that.
would not blame pre-greeters entirely because there was a lot of noise. There were a lot of bangs and explosions on this side, and then the shrieking of the birds on the other side of the culvert.
Yeah, be careful now.
And people that brought their dogs. And then you had
dogs all over the neighborhood. It's everybody.
that is a doggy neighborhood.
Yeah, there's dog. And it's, they wears him out. They barking at this and that. And they don't know what.
Yeah, just
they
unleashed,
make you
roaming,
crazy. Yeah,
packs of them.
well,
Plus, it's kitten season, so there were a lot of noises all over. Everybody was flinching every time another firecracker would go off in a trash can. And then meanwhile, they're yelling at each other across the culvert. I need to keep this vague because of the court situation, but
are you gonna be?
I'm going to say, Dr.
You
Birdman,
say this for a grand jury. You'd be talking to district attorney here. You best kiss to keep your mouth shut on
I
this.
just I think of myself as a reporter, and this is freedom of press. Freedom of the press.
You ain't no reporter.
I have a hat that
Plus,
says
how
press on
drunk
it.
were you? I tell you this much, if you weren't as drunk as you was, you'd be in a lot worse shape. You'd be in the hospital with the rest of those
We
fellas.
was all a little.
Everybody, it was a holiday. You're supposed to have a little bit. We're still going. And after, like I said, anybody went through what we went through that night.
It was like being in a war,
Well,
but with
I
more
don't know.
animals.
It was my time in the army. Like I said, thank God I never had to serve in it. Seeing a thing like that. You heard stories, but.
Why was Dr. Birdman not paying attention to the machine that swung around?
Because he was over there telling him to quit firing off the stuff.
And it's
every
like-
kind of loud thing it was. There's flies all over.
But
What you
Hurt
call
Bird was really working up some speed. And then by the time that we saw,
Don't.
and then Jimmy was, I guess that was when he was heading off across the highway.
Well, I'll say you this: Jimmy been through some stuff in his life, and he's smart enough. Like I said, he run off. He been through some stuff. He knows trouble when he sees it, and he got out of there. He's a smart fella. I couldn't have, from where I was at, there's no way I could have run. He had open space to go. I was kind of cornered where I was in the Big Lots parking lot. I had to go, like I said, just went straight down and crawled up to the parking lot up against, Big Lots. And I could see through my fingers. I saw, I'm happy to testify with what I saw. Right now, they're not claiming a guilty party. Like I said, at the moment, Dr. Birdman and that common hood criminal, Don Jekyll Jr., are both at the Rutherford County Jail. They're both locked up for right now.
All I know is when Hurt Bird went flinging off the wire, his trajectory should have carried him over towards Zaxby's. But he's not there anymore. And we just saw him sailing into the darkness.
Well,
But then here's the thing, and if they call me into court, I will testify to this. As soon as he had disappeared over the horizon in the vicinity of the Zaxby's parking lot, there was no gun that hit that propane tank. There was no pre-greeter. They don't carry guns. They carry broken bottles, blackjacks, pool cues.
I don't know
It was what I can only describe as the fiery ghost of Hurt Bird that appeared because we were not setting off fireworks, visual fireworks.
It just
fireworks.
loud. It was just
Loud
there wasn't nothing in the
fireworks.
sky, nothing. It was just
I was
noise.
not the only one who saw that. It was sort of like a phoenix that judged you. And he looked at the propane tank, and that's when it blew.
Well,
And that's when Little Lots went up and about 7 cars. And 4 of the pre-greeters got hurt real bad. But one of them was hurt worse, and he's doing okay, Jackie said.
well, he got the worst of it. Like, he'll be all right.
And I guess it doesn't matter if Dr. Birdman's in jail because he doesn't have his moneymaker anymore. Hurt Bird is
under, right now, is still, as far as I know, the animal, whatever you call it, animal service come out and get stuff out from underneath the house, whatever. They animal control is what they got him down there. I guess they're keeping him alive and doing this. I don't know what.
I didn't expect them just to set all the other birds free, but they did. They just threw the gates open.
Well, bird live in a tree. That's there's plenty of trees in there. It's not like you.
So there's a lot of strange and exotic birds mating all over.
Oh
Murfreesboro
yeah,
now.
I'd get your binoculars out because you're gonna see. There'll be some. I love my fader. Out back my place, I look out. I got binoculars, look at different birds. I like out trying to figure out what all they are. So there'll be some colorful ones. Yeah, different kind of birds. You ain't gonna see these regularly. Some of them in a group. Some of them probably just stray on.
Yeah, some of them pack up, and some of them like just loners.
Well, that's how birds are. Yeah.
And then, of course, the little lots, all the snake faces burn up. Pretty much all the pre-graders, the ones that didn't die.
No one died.
Well,
no one. There's one fella who it didn't look good, but he's
doing okay. But there was one
right.
guy that I'd seen and nobody else. Like, a lot of these pre-graders don't really have what you would call identities, what you would call, like, strong family ties. They just kind of drift from town to town. Right. Like Jimmy, wherever he's going to wind up, he's the one that really knows what happened.
Well, he
was watching.
I don't know how they're going to find him. The police already asked me, like, where can we find Jimmy? And I said, well, I can't speak.
He just took off.
I don't know where he lives. I mean, one night he stood out by the dumpster. I said, you can look out there. But, I mean, if he makes a little money, he usually gets at a, hotel, motel or something.
Well, his meal ticket was Dr. Birdman, and Dr. Birdman's meal ticket was Hurt Bird, and now their empires have crumbled. The Don Jekyll Jr. empire is no more.
Well,
did you not
never
see?
was an empire. It was just stolen merchandise. It's not an empire, nothing. Everybody, because of, I'm not, who I'm going to point the finger at. He got a list long as, my arm of offenses he done against the community, been in jail for. You just write it,
You can pass judgment all you want, but
Dr.
as far
Birdman,
as I know, he has never killed a bird.
Dr. Birdman, as far as neither has he. It just happens. That's part of the job. If you deal with birds, just like life, you deal with people. Some people get killed all sorts of different ways. Hit by a car, this or that, poison, whatever. People die, nowadays people shoot each other. And who's to say birds are any different than people? They're going to behave how they're going to behave. Some of them going to kill the other one. Some of them just going to die.
They don't have guns.
Well, no, they ain't got guns. Hell.
You remember when the ghost of Birdman, you can call me crazy.
I don't know.
When you saw that vision and we all saw it.
I am not going to get on the stand and say I saw a ghost. I don't care what anybody says.
A bird ghost.
I'm not.
The inky black sky lit up. No fireworks going off. And we all saw it because, that moment lasted 10 minutes. I saw pre-greeters fall to their knees
Everybody
and
went
beg
down.
forgiveness.
Well, I think it was while something went off. It was a reflection.
Swamp gas.
I don't know what
That's
it was.
what I keep
cloud.
hearing.
It was cloud or swamp gas. There ain't no swamp there. It's just a smoke of what y'all were blowing up, mixing with the clouds, and the light hit a certain way, and it looked like it just come out the bottom. It was terrifying, but it was just a result of different things. There ain't no ghost.
Everybody, maybe it was more like a spirit of vengeance. Everybody just sort of stopped. Even Dr. Birdman and Don Jekyll Jr. both looked up to that bird, and for a second it was like they were really taking account of their life. And then the propane tank blew.
Well.
And a couple of those pre-graders caught fire.
Yeah.
And then the cars went, then the building.
Well, it wasn't, thank goodness, there wasn't nothing in that building. It was an empty building.
It was an empty building. Well, there
wasn't nobody in there. Well, no, that's stolen merchandise. That ain't a business.
And then a couple of the rummies that maybe, after taking stock of their life, decided they would just go on as they lived before. They fell on Dr. Birdman with them broken bottles, and And there was that one kid who started mixing it up. I guess he was like the one. Some of the neighborhood kids came over. They ride behind the pack of wild dogs.
These are old enough to know better kids. These ain't little children. You say kids, make sure they got all children out of there. These are up there in
What's the difference
teenagers.
between?
Well, 'cause
okay, preteen. This was probably
They know
13
what
year old.
they know better. If
They
a young
probably
young,
got some puberty going on. I'd say.
well, they're older than little children there. Yeah.
They have something on their lip. Mustache is what I was talking about, but I guess it could have been anything. Should have clarified that. But he did get in a fight with a pre-grader. But some of those neighborhood kids are going feral and just falling in with those dog packs. So that may have been what was happening there. No parental supervision.
Now, well, that's what it is.
It
People
was
let
apocalyptic.
Kids,
I'm
you
going to
let
tell
kids
you.
run loose like it was a combination of a lot of different things happening at once.
There was a lot going on.
And like I said, I'll take the stand and tell people what I saw. A flash, it was
Ghost bird?
It was not no ghost bird. I know you got that. Everybody saying that ghost bird.
But ghost bird come back. He was New Year's Eve bird, and then he was Hurt bird, and then Jimmy or Dr. Birdman flung him willy-nilly into the 4th of July night.
That there wasn't no flinging. The bird did that plenty of times. It makes you feel like it's flying. It
Already
can't fly no
sick.
more.
And now he's, I reckon, Ghost Bird.
Well, he's not ghost. They have control of him. Rutherford County Animal Control supposedly has the bird. I thought it was still moving when I saw it. I don't know what's going on. Can't talk to Dr. Birdman right now. The only person he can talk to is his lawyer.
Well, maybe that's not, either he's projecting an image of himself to judges from his sick little body. Or that's not really Hurtbird. Hurtbird died on New Year's Eve, and he's coming to judge us.
I know.
Could be impossible.
No, you don't know. You sit there and say all this stuff. That's the reason you need to save it and go in. If they call you in, I'll go in, testify. I'll say exactly what I saw. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Who they really need to talk to is George Washington.
Well, he'll be, testifying. Yeah, he'll be there.
He was shook up. He
Well,
was the first one because he was working with Hurtbird all night, and he seemed to be really taking stock of his life. Because did you hear him like, I can't believe I'm this old and this is what I'm doing. Like he was wearing that powdered wig, and it really wasn't like they just kind of threw the costume together because there were a lot of Tea Party rallies. So the costume shop didn't have all the pieces. So he's wearing like leggings from the dance shop.
He still looked like George Washington.
You could tell who
whatever
it was supposed to be.
Yeah, well, that's all it matters. The rest of it's how you carry yourself. You the wig, you had the wig on.
He started the night with a lot of confidence and presidential bearing.
He was good. He was going around introducing himself. Hello, I'm the first president. I'm George Washington. It's kind of fun. He'd tell a little bit about himself.
Talking to the kids.
Yeah, that all was fine. That was good. He was.
Well, at first he was saying, no, I have wooden teeth. And then I think a kid pulled something up on his phone and showed him that might not be true. And then later he'd be like, did you know that the wooden teeth are a urban legend?
Well, he correct himself anyway. The cherry tree, all that stuff. He said that,
bullshit, basically.
Well, no, it's just a moral, you use fancy people to tell stories to make children act better. George Washington, first president, where he looks on the boat and all this stuff,
When they pulled him off that pre-grader, I really thought he was going to kill him. I thought he was going to kill that pre-grader.
Well, I did. It looked like something. I'm going to say, if you've seen this movie, it's a good movie. And it looked like a scene out of, if you ever seen old Mel Gibson before he went crazy, a Patriot.
Oh, the Patriot, sure.
That scene where he's running, it was from behind. It looked like that movie to me.
Mm-hmm.
What was happening?
A little more Ghost Bird in it.
Well, that was before you called it ghost, whatever it was. It flashed on the clouds. Vision, it ain't that's the same as saying ghost. It's just
a vision ain't a ghost. A ghost, you can see a vision like from the future. Maybe a ghost will see
you. It's like an optical illusion. It's like one of those things you have to stare at 4 or 5 hours before you can see what it is. It's just something that trick you. The way the flash went off in the clouds and the smoke, just from all the fireworks and this and that, it made it look a certain way, but there ain't no such thing as ghost. I'll say that. They can ask me over and over again. I ain't ever going to say there's a ghost bird.
Swamp Gas would be a good name for a band.
Huh.
So now that's how we left it. Don Jekyll Jr. is in jail, has nothing. Of course, he's been in jail a lot, so it ain't really a big thing for him. I don't know if they're going to get him what they got him in there on. I ain't talked to him. But, he did damage a lot of property and hurt a lot of people. And turns out he did not have permits for any of those fireworks.
Well, no, huh? Well, see, Dr. Birdman, and this going to come out, and I can say this part, he has an understanding with Big Lots. But now, since this happened, Big Lots ain't affiliated with him. He did have an understanding. Right now, Big Lots trying to find a way to, say...
Sure,
just try to save face all they're doing. But no, I know he went in there and talked to them. I know that they...
On a corporate level or just a local?
Well, just local. He didn't drive the offices. I don't even know where they're at. Hell, I'm talking about that Big Lots. They had an understanding after the closing hours is all right if he did a show. He used to do the monkey show there in my parking lot. Like I said, thank God this didn't happen here. We wouldn't be talking to you if it happened outside here. Because he asked me. That's where he wanted to do it. He wanted to do all that here. Of course, if he'd have done it here, maybe that wouldn't have been there. Don Jekyll Jr. shooting all that loud stuff off, so I don't know. But
I don't think it really affected the bird. I mean, everybody was on edge. There was a lot of noise, but it was his own fault for getting mad at Don Jekyll Jr. Abandoning his post and the bird swinging machine that led to the ghost of Hurt setting off the propane tank.
It ain't a ghost, hell. It ain't that. It ain't anything else in that. But my sponsor, I guess, Dr. Birdman, he's currently under arrest. I'm sure when they look into this and investigate all this, I'm sure he will be vindicated. I will say what I saw. I'm not going to get into detail here on this. I don't think it's right.
I think we did kind of get into detail.
Well, this and that, there were certain things, but I ain't going to name names and this and that, whatever. Hell,
Jimmy, Dr. Birdman, George Washington. Those are your three prime suspects, as far as I'm concerned. And
Jimmy run off.
Yeah, y'all need to find him. He's the fugitive now.
Well,
and also, all the birds are freeing in the trees.
I'm sure Dr. Birdman's going to post bail. He'll give me a call, and everything will be fine. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I need to leave it alone at this time. But again, I hope all y'all had a good
I hope everybody had a happy 4th. I mean,
Day,
everything, they got the fire out before it reached Big Lots proper.
Now, I don't know if it's true. Now, somebody said it's going to get on computer, but then they got a hold of, Bill Jenkins was there, and he had that little drone of his. So the drone was flying around and got all this on tape.
Oh,
they confiscated his little helicopter thing, whatever. He says it's his drone.
No, but it's a model of Blue Thunder.
Well, it looks like that movie, yeah. But Bill Jenkins,
he has a little Roy Scheider face he puts on the window. But he just put a camera on it. I guess that's a drone.
He was going to put it up on YouTube's or whatever it was, but that was being confiscated. They're going to use that. When this goes to court, they're going to use with evidence
now,
footage. So I don't know if that'll ever see the light of day. His little Blue Thunder getting all this on tape. So it was flying around while all this was happening on the ground. Now, I don't know what it picked up or what it didn't.
It was buzzing people, too. That was kind of adding to just the general unease of the situation.
I went down. Like I said, I went down. But it somehow the little drone thing, like I said, he calls it a drone, looked like Blue Thunder, little helicopter. Camera on it, police took that with him. So we might be looking at that in the courtroom. I don't know.
Because there's nothing like seeing a drone, in the middle of a propane explosion. That'd have to be beautiful just to watch that over and over.
Well, I don't know about that.
And probably got footage of the ghost bird.
One ghost is from the position that you're at, from where you looking, everybody on the ground, in a flash it was just an optical illusion.
I wonder if you see it on film, if you can still feel its eyes working its way into your soul.
I don't know. It'd have to wait till the court date, so I don't know.
Taking the measure of a man. If they show that in court, everybody in that courtroom is going to be like, what have I done? What have I done?
I don't know. I don't know about that. We'll see what happens.
But I hope y'all had a happy 4th.
Yeah. I hope you had a good holiday. I'm winding down. I need this whiskey. Oh.
You're still sore, right? I will say, Jackie, you look pretty spry crawling through that.
Well,
muck.
as you go through something like that, I guess I didn't know I had that much movement in myself.
You get down to that culvert, and that culvert takes you all the way back over to Zaxby's, where I was looking for the Hurtbird corpse.
Oh, it does. You're right. All right. Well, is that it?
Yeah, those are. So that's Dr. Birdman's Hurtbird 4th of July Freedom Feeling Better Fest. And Don Jekyll Jr.'s Big Bang Blowout Fireworks Display.
I'm big glad you didn't come.
Yeah.
You
didn't miss anything.
Yeah, well, they missed something, but it
Ghost.
Well, it wasn't it. Wasn't nothing like that hell.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Well,
Hey, Jackie.
yeah, hey, yeah.
I don't know if people know when we do this podcast, when we play the theme song, longer and longer into the show, each episode seems to come in at a later point. After our sponsors, people think maybe that we just go back and put that song in there. But no, we sit here and we listen to that song. It gets us amped up so we can bring you some good podcast.
I guess. I mean, I've heard it. I don't mind it. I'm just used to it now. I've heard it so many times.
You don't tap your foot and hum along?
Well, no, I don't do nothing like that. No.
You don't go, okay, this is going to be a good one. Here we go.
I've heard it a million times.
You don't psych yourself up and go, okay, let's give the people what they want.
Well, I don't know what they want. Why would anybody want to listen to anything we talk about? It don't make no sense to me. I'm glad to do that. It's nice that people say this, and I want to thank everybody for saying Red State Update's birthday. We put July 4th, and we got a lot of people on Facebook wishing you a happy birthday. They put goat pictures, everything else. Dunlap showed me all that stuff and didn't show me nothing filthy. I guess he being nice to me after what we went through last night, but I appreciate all the well-wishing out there. Thank you kindly. Yeah.
You don't use that song to just go, okay, I'm going to really psych myself up. This is it. I've got to focus up.
It was a what song?
The theme song that we were...
I've heard it over and over again. I know what it is.
That
it's
moment
just,
to just really...
I don't dislike it. It's just, you just sit there and wait for it to get done.
That's when I get in the zone.
Zone?
The Dunlap zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks everybody on Facebook and Twitter for telling us, or just Facebook. That's where your birthday. You don't put your birthday on Twitter, I don't think.
I don't know.
Unless you tweet, hey, today's my birthday.
That's being, showboating there, telling everybody.
Yeah, everybody's showing off with their birthdays.
I don't know how people work it anyway on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go, you make a picture, move down, and see all the different stuff, and all the different people.
Yes,
that's how it works.
That's their motto, I think. Make it move down, see all the different stuff.
It's what you do on there that you showed me, as far as I know. But it was nice seeing people, say happy birthday. Most of them just say that, which is plenty. And then some people go a little further, put a little video, a picture of a goat, something like that. Things I like, I appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. It's not really our birthday, though.
No, it's just, you say, it's just patriotism.
Yeah,
America.
Patriotic. I think we should say, if you're American, your real birthday is July 4th.
So, when you say happy birthday, and you're not from America, which I hope that's the only people on Facebook's from America, right?
Yeah, let's just say yeah.
All right. Well, you
I don't
saying
want to freak you out.
You're saying happy birthday to yourself. and saying it to us, too. We're patriots. If you're saying happy birthday to us, you're saying happy birthday to America. So,
because if it weren't for America, like your birthday, the day on which you were actually born, probably wouldn't have happened.
well, maybe not.
Because, freedom, liberty gives people the chance to say, you know what, let's have a baby. Or, you know what, let's fuck in the back of this old.
Hey, enough of the language. I don't
Both
wanna-
of those things require a healthy amount of what? You guessed it, good old American freedom. And the fact that you're sitting there looking at Facebook, which comes because we all have the luxury of some kid. I saw the movie. Some whiny kid mad at women make a Facebook. We all enjoy that because he had the luxury because his parents put him into a fancy college. How did they get to do that? Because of America. Gave them opportunities to let their kid ruin our lives with his invention and steal from people and be mean to all the girls.
That's
College.
Facebook.
Yeah, that's Facebook, Jackie, and we all owe it to freedom. So
We
happy
just-
4th of July.
You free to sit there and just look at everything, just
Make it move down.
Make it move down. Sometimes after you want to go back see something again, you
Make
just
it move up.
Yeah, go back to it. Look at that and some more. There's a picture of goat. You showed me how to make it go down and then it goes up. It would, that's only two. It don't go side to side. It's just up.
No, he was disappointed, folks, when I told
Well,
him.
I thought if it went up and down, there'd be more on the left and right, and it just up and down, which is, I guess, it might get confusing otherwise.
Yeah, you never know which direction all them
Computers confuse me just right after, I'm an old man. I don't know too much about it to begin with, so I guess I don't see no good come from it, but I do appreciate pictures of goats and stuff like that. I like it, yeah.
He did get excited just watching. It's kind of like watching him, like the first time he saw Pong. I remember somebody brought Pong.
Didn't make no sense to me. You talk about that. I wouldn't have no video games in the store.
Now, remember, we went over. It was Daddy. You were watching me because Daddy was out drunk. And he was over at Bert Teitelbrand's house. He said, you got to get over here. And I remember the orange carpet.
Yeah.
And you cussing because you couldn't get him off the
wouldn't.
phone you didn't know he might be in some kind of trouble.
I wasn't cussing. You say cussing, I might be talking loud. I don't cuss like you do. I don't say them words.
Well, Ms. Brawls, I think, came with us because he wanted her to come. This was before a stroke. And we got in the truck and we went over to Bert Teitelbrand's house, and it was Pong hooked up on that TV. And that orange carpet. Do you remember that, Jackie?
I remember carpet, UT. Go Big Orange.
Well, it was in his UT room.
Yeah. Actually, your relaxing room, playroom is, he called it. You'd have all the UT stuff in there, that orange carpet, yeah.
Yeah, University of Tennessee, Go Big Orange, orange carpet, and he was playing Pong. He's like, this side is UT, and this side is Alabama. I remember him saying that, and I was like, that don't make me like it more. That's confusing, really, because what do they have Pong teams? Are you saying they're playing
football? You're talking
football?
about the thing, when you hook a computer, back in, you hook a computer up to your TV.
Yep.
That's the first time, people talk about NSA and this and that, As soon as that computer is hooked up to anything in your house or your phone, any of that, anybody can look at that stuff.
You think it all NSA started with them peering into Bert Teitelbrand's UT room?
I'm not saying they did or they didn't. I'm just saying as soon as you hook up a computer that does anything, bleep blop, or go up and down or side to side, whichever way it works.
Yep, those are the two ways.
Well, if you hook that computer up, you don't know what it's getting. Every time you look at this or do that or whatever on the computer, somebody keeping track of that. Everybody knows what you do now.
So you think they were looking at Bert Teitelbrand's TV, like what he watched on TV, going like, man, he loves Matt Houston. What are they going to get from his TV?
I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm just saying as soon as you hook up computers to anything of yours, it's going to get all your information. I don't have no computer. You bring that one in, bring it in the store and show it to me, the one you carry around with you. And you plug it up, but you can't hook it up to no phone wire. Never do that. No, sir.
It may be just me, the act of me carrying it into your store, they're using it to spy on us. Maybe.
Well,
they just flip a switch.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won't look at the store. That's fine, but they ain't ever been a computer in my home or my house. That's my private dwelling. I ain't ever gonna have one.
That's true. Jackie's got a bucket outside. If you want to get into his house, you got to put your cell phone in the bucket.
I don't like those things. You put those in the. You can take it with you when you go. But if you got one on, you put it in the bucket. I don't want nobody look at me, Miss Broyles, in there.
But remember when 3 or 4 people from the church come over and they brought like covered dishes over to her? Well, I don't know if she'd gotten sicker or if it was like her birthday.
Sometimes
a
woman down the road just brings stuff over, holidays, this and that. Yeah,
but there was 4 or 5 of them, and you made them all put their phones in the bucket, and then that kid run up and grab the bucket and just run down the street.
Well, they arrested him later on. They didn't get the phones back. He'd already done something to it. I don't know, but they arrested that boy.
But that was a lot of trouble that you put them through. If you just
I didn't mean, you know, Wes, if I could have got to it before he run off, I had my gun to scare him, this or that, I would have done it.
Well, you did chain that bucket down now.
Well, now you can't run away with that bucket.
But you can still reach in and grab the phones.
You can't carry all of them. You're going to have to bring you sack something with you.
Thieves carry sacks. That'd be item 1 on their checklist.
Well, you sit there and told every thief in Murfreesboro, come get your cell phone out of my bucket.
Well, you a laughing stock. Everybody in Murfreesboro knows about your phone bucket.
Well, I don't care. They can know what they want.
Thieves know, and they know you got all that money buried out in the back of the yard.
I ain't got no damn money ever buried back there. Don't be saying that on here. Don't say things like that.
Everybody knows it. Legend of Woolly Swamp.
No.
It's you.
No.
And the phone bucket.
Think what you want. I don't care. I know what's what. Don't want no computers in my house, in my dwelling. I ain't going to plug it into nothing.
Jackie did coat the bottom of the bucket with a bunch of uncooked popcorn so that he said, well, I don't want anybody to break their phone when they drop it in there. Just bounce. So he
just cush it. It was popcorn, some of that, when you're packing stuff.
Yeah, packing, packing popcorn and actual popcorn.
Yeah, both.
And some millet. So, you got to fight the birds off to get your phone out of the bucket. It's really just a mess. He's got a bird bucket.
All right, fine. Don't come over. If you don't want to put your cell phone in the bucket, don't come over my house no more. Don't want to hear about it. You don't be telling everybody on here. Just don't come over with it.
Well, if somebody texts me.
I don't care what you do with that thing. I know you keep it to yourself. Don't bring it in my house.
Jackie, some beautiful lady may be trying to get in touch with me to make some plans for later on
Well, don't come over my house. Everything's solved. You ain't got to put your phone anywhere. You can keep it in your pocket. If you want to come over to my house, which you don't do hardly that much anyway, but when you do, you pitch a fit every time you put your phone in the bucket. That's how it works.
Nobody's going to see what's happening in your house.
It don't matter what's happening in my house. That's just the point. It ain't nobody's business. It ain't the government's business.
It doesn't make any sense. You let people carry their phones into the store.
Well, the store, what are people going to look at me do barbecue and this and that? It's a place of business. Not much you can do.
You let people smoking in there, underage drinking.
Well, ain't no underage drinking in there.
Not
don't
that
say
you
that.
know of.
Well, no, it better not be. If
I slip kids one.
Oh, you better not be doing that. Then that's you. That's on you. You come
in your establishment. I think you are to blame.
I look at IDs all the time. If anybody wants to buy cigarettes or beer, and I don't think you look on the up and up, I look at your ID. I won't see it. Don't be on here telling people I give beer and minors, because I don't. If you do it, that's on you. You coming in, getting it, and then taking it to them. That's on you.
Do you really think... See, I always thought because it was in your store that you'd be the one they'd take to jail. But you think it'd be me?
Because you're the one going to get the beer and give it to whatever kid you're going to give it to.
Oh.
That ain't me. No, sir.
But
that's
you
doing it.
They'd probably get you, too, for letting
They
it happen.
ain't no reason to get me. It's just to get you, number one, stealing. Number two, taking what you stole and giving it to a minor. That's on you. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
What
And
about
if you,
negligence?
Well, you bring your computer in there, and it's picking up all that. So just to let you know, keep on doing it. See what happens.
I will.
They'll come down there
I'll
and
keep
get you.
on doing it.
All right. If I catch you, better hope I don't catch you doing it. You be more scared of me than the government. Ought to be, anyway.
No, people are more scared of the government than
Well.
you. I mean, not me. The government's never actually punched me in the face.
Well, police officer, they
Police
look
officer,
further.
sure, yeah.
But I mean, that's, local.
Local.
It ain't like
I never had the feds swoop down.
No, thank goodness I ain't seen that yet.
Like Dr. Birdman, Federal Animal Control.
They'd take care of that. That we ain't got. Don't say nothing else on that matter. Leave that alone.
So, Jackie,
Yeah.
50 minutes in, we talked about the 4th of July. We've talked about, I don't know what we were just discussing, but I hope people enjoyed it.
Huh?
Now, I guess let's do some news.
All right.
Ding 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 ding
All
ding
right,
ding
enough.
news roundup.
I don't need to hear it in my ear like that. Go on.
Hobby Lobby.
Yep. Supreme Court said that, that's religious. Obama can't force Hobby Lobby to do this or that.
And a lot of people saying, well, that's discriminating against women.
Well,
And then some people saying, well, you're trying to discriminate against religious people.
everybody's getting discriminated in the way Obama set it up. Obama set it up to make everybody mad. Every side in this is going to be upset.
You talking about Obamacare?
Yeah. It's a mess.
It is kind of.
It is a mess. You know it is. Because everybody going to be saying, you going to make me do this? Obama can't just, they say he's a king, a tyrant, this and that. And the more and more looking like it. He's trying to take your religious beliefs away.
It is
make
true.
Make you give all the women any birth control they want.
And because women will say, look, you're discriminating against me
Yeah.
because birth control, and then the Hobby Lobby or whoever
You're discriminating against
gets
their
me,
religion.
'cause
Me
I
and
don't
them.
believe in women.
Yeah.
I mean, I see you, but
No, they believe in women. Women get that on their own time. They don't need,
but why did that's discriminating against women? Because they ain't nothing.
it's discriminating against their religion if you make them do something their religion don't believe. Hobby Lobby, what are the Christians, right? They just Christians don't believe, abortion is where it starts.
What
They
are
think-
they? I keep reading about that. They said something about fertilized eggs. They think if you kill a fertilized egg,
Well,
it's like abortion.
You can believe anything you want in this country. You got the freedom to do that. So you ought to be able to live by your standards and not have Obama come in. It's like Obama showing up at your church and handing out just IUDs and the pill to every woman in there. That's what he's doing. It's just like him walking out. Somebody be up in the church singing the song leader, and then Obama just busts through the doors, just throwing it out everywhere. Yeah.
That would be like, first I tell you, in church around here, if Obama come in the back door, everybody get up and leave out the front.
Well, yeah.
They'd say, I'm sorry, Jesus, but I cannot stand here and worship you anymore with the president in the vestibule.
You can't, no.
And if he come in throwing contraceptives around and somebody was up there trying to sing Just As I Am,
Well, that's what it's doing to Hobby Lobby.
basically,
Yeah. It's if Hobby Lobby is a church, sort of, kind of, I guess, now that they said this. So they kind of, you can't,
if Hobby Lobby is a church and Obama has come into the church of Hobby Lobby
yeah.
and just forced IUDs up in everybody
All right.
in there looking for yarn.
You don't have to.
Is Hobby Lobby a church or a person? I keep hearing people say this goes back to that corporations or people
Well, it's
stuff.
privately owned business. It's one family owns it.
And we don't know what denomination or religion they are.
It's some Christian like that. They don't.
But it's not something. How weird is it? Is it like a weird sect? Or is it just like they're Presbyterians?
It don't matter what it is. You can believe whatever you want to. Obama ain't got the right to come in there and tell them, give all these women this and that. If those women won't get that sort of thing, they can get it elsewhere. You can't make Hobby Lobby. I know women need that sort of thing, and I understand, you know, I ain't saying you shouldn't do it. I ain't taking Hobby Lobby's side, per se, outside the fact that
they're in the right.
Well, they religious, and Obama can't change their religion. Lord knows he's trying.
Well, what if the women's religion that work for Hobby Lobby is? What if they're like Wonder Woman, like Amazonian from Paradise Island, and they worship women, and they believe that, as I believe all Wonder Woman's Amazonian sisters believe, that they were entitled to birth control as a religious right. Like, you should be able to get off for Christmas. That's in the Constitution.
Yeah.
So, like, if Wonder Woman worked for Hobby Lobby, they'd have to give her birth control, or they'd be infringing on her religion. What about that?
What? Wonder Woman?
I don't know, Jackie. Freedom of religion.
Either way, it's
gender
a lot
politics.
of good publicity. Hobby Lobby, I ain't never seen no commercial for them, but Lord, everybody knows them now. So people, it's same with Chick-fil-A. When Chick-fil-A don't like, you know, around here they lined up. People lined up to
still.
Yeah,
Is that still for political reasons or just waffle
I think people
fries?
is just good, you know, that too. But you know, at one time you weren't supposed to do that.
But now everybody's support. I don't even think Hobby Lobby. Now it's a cause. Rick Santorum's making a movie. I don't know if that's through Coley's Cinema.
Coley's Christian.
partnership.
See, if Rick Santorum, he's making Christian movie, it's good. You know, they don't make them in Hollywood, so he's gonna make them. And I've seen a few. Yeah, all right, you know. But he's making a movie, a Hobby Lobby movie. It'll play in Coley's Christian Cinema. Yeah, it'll run there.
I'm making a movie.
Wow.
I'm making a movie called Knitting Notions.
Knitting Notions? What?
Well, I went over to Knitting Notions. I asked them if they wanted to be a sponsor. They said at this time, with all the arts and crafts stores under the microscope, they did not feel like getting in. Like, they didn't want to put any extra focus on them. They just wanted to kind of stay out of the spotlight.
Well, they ain't religious, are they? Knitting Notions, as far as I know.
Well, they said people are trying to force them to take a side. Do they hate women or do they hate Jesus?
They just want to sell arts and crafts. As far as I know, they hadn't got it into
It's just
that.
one store.
Yeah, there's just one here in Murfreesboro, Knitting Notions, yeah.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't put it past Obama. He may be swooping in there next week telling them what they got to do, this and
well,
that.
see, you know, it's the Kingsford sisters, and one of them's Democrat and one of them's Republican, and Lizzie Kingsford is scared to death Obama's going to come in and, you know, just throw IUDs in her face.
Well.
And then Karen Kingsford.
It's an arts and crafts store. You don't need to be talking about all this sort of stuff. It's just you go in there and it's fun little things you make. Women, usually, nothing in either one of those I need.
Scrapbooking supplies.
Well, whatever you want. It should just be about that. And then just
it
let
ain't.
Well, no, it ain't no more, no.
Now Knitting Notions is a house divided between Karen and Lizzie Kingsford.
Well, they'd have to work it out themselves.
And so I'm doing a little documentary on them. I hope I get into a sexy cat fight.
Well, they better watch what they say. You know, all the college kids on Obama's side, they're too young, don't know no better. None of them going to go say, head sign, I ain't going to Hobby Lobby no more. I'm going to Knitting Notions.
That's what they're afraid of. They don't want, they have these political discussions all the time, but Knitting Notions is afraid people are starting to come to them and say, well, how do you give your employees birth control? They don't have any employees. It's just the two of them.
Every arts and crafts store in this country is being investigated, looked at. Government's checking you out. I tell you right now, before you know it. If you sell arts and crafts, just better make up your mind. That's all I'm going to say on that. Just make up your damn mind. And then,
we're not telling you which way to
go.
Well,
it's freedom. This
like
and that.
Target.
They say, yeah.
Is Target going to let people, open carry gun demonstrations in their store?
They requested that you not do that no more.
They were forced to take a side.
Somebody pushed them one way or the other.
Everybody on Twitter is tells people, like, if you don't let people bring guns into Target, I'll never go into Target again. Then other people say, if you let these people bring guns in Target, I'm never going to Target again. And so Target, whoever runs Target's Twitter account is like, Jesus Christ, this is the worst job ever. Like, I started out in the stock room, and I thought I was moving up. And now I got people mad at me about gun rights, and I run Target's Twitter feed.
I don't know what it is, feed, the Twitters. I don't know what it is. On the computer, I guess. People mad, everybody mad, they're on there.
Lizzie and Karen, you know, they have political differences.
Well, they squabble, yeah.
But they're ready to close it down. They say, I do not want to take a public side on this.
Well, that's Obama's fault. There'll be arts and craft stores shutting down all across the country. Just did not want to get involved in it.
But, you know, people call them woman haters, discriminating against women,
Well,
because they don't take a stand. And if they took another stand, the other stand, you know, they'd be against religion, and they'd be...
he can't be against God, I'm going to say it right now.
Not and run a craft shop.
No.
What kind of craft shop would that be?
I don't know. Most people go from church, go there and make things for Sunday school class, this or that. If you run arts and crafts, just stay on the side of God. That's just my advice. I ain't trying to push on you like Obama is what you should do, what you shouldn't do. I wouldn't do that. It's a free country, and you ought to have a right for your religious beliefs.
It seems to me, if you're into scrapbooking and sticking things into styrofoam balls, that you probably believe in God.
Well, yeah.
That's just the path that leads towards. Now, let me give you some PR advice, craft stores. I mean, nobody's saying you can't believe in God. They just saying give women birth control. Some of the people say, well, birth control, that's abortion, or that's against Catholic.
More than after pills. That's the whole thing. You think you get kills baby.
All I'm going to say is nobody wants to go to an atheist craft store.
Oh, hell no.
No, you think, oh, I need a picture frame. Now, you can be an atheist and sell picture frames, but people want to think that there's some warmth and some fuzziness to you. People want a jolliness that can only come
from God,
From God.
You go to church having the spirit in you, as you say, having a good life.
Just like the sort of that mindset that everything's going to be all right. And if I may be down right now, but I got a picture of Cat with a Bible verse on it. And then Sunday I can go to church and see all my friends. And then we'll maybe get together in the crocheting club and knit a sweater. I ain't saying they're simple-minded. I'm saying if you run a craft store, there's something wrong with you.
What?
And you are simple-minded.
No, don't say that. Look, if I got two
you
craft
enjoy things that people shouldn't enjoy.
Oh, what the hell are you talking about? People like that sort of stuff. Everybody got a hobby, and that's a fine hobby. I want to go in the arts and craft store where they're going to say, have a blessed day, as opposed to telling me where the dinosaurs come from or this or that.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear, have a blessed day, God bless you, this and that.
Have a blessed day,
and
go home.
Get what I want, get my cotton balls, whatever, but popsicle sticks, whatever it is, I need to get out of there. Glue.
Eyeballs.
Glitter. All that
googly
stuff.
Eyes.
Yeah. And I don't care what woman in there is on the pill and ain't. That ain't why I'm there. I don't care. I don't need to know about it. The employers have the right to know, or they don't want to pay for it,
The employers have the right to tell them they have to buy.
That God don't want you to do it.
Right.
And
so
the women.
That sounds like a more appealing place to buy popsicle sticks than one where people are like, Jesus isn't real.
Well, I don't want to go in that one, no. Yeah, I don't want to be against women. I don't want to be on here. I like remember old Loretta Lynn, The Peel. Remember that song?
Yep.
Yeah. Women.
I sure do.
I just don't think, Loretta Lynn can sing about the peel and be on it all she wants, but Hobby Lobby don't need to buy it for her.
She did not. That's not in that song at all.
No. I'm sure Loretta Lynn has been in a Hobby Lobby at some point in her life. I'm sure she's done that.
Probably something fell off one of her dresses and she needed to pick up some supplies.
Glue it back on, whatever it was. But she can sing and take a pill, but Hobby Lobby, it ain't their responsibility to buy it for her. Granted, she don't work there.
She don't work there.
No, she's
yeah,
singer.
she did work there, and
she
that's
had a
where she
successful
got.
career.
Yeah, she's a
singer. Yeah,
yeah, she's an icon, country icon.
I love Loretta Lynn. Yeah,
but if she did work there, and that was the only place, that's the place where she got her insurance from, and they said she couldn't get what she needed because she couldn't get birth control. They covered everything else, but they don't cover birth control.
Yeah.
She might get mad about that. It's like, well, that's, I'm a woman. Like Joe, you're not taking any of his stuff away from him. It's kind of discriminatory against me because I'm a woman. There's not a similar thing for men. It's like you're singling women
well,
out.
men, listen, now let me say this. Everybody says this, men, women, differences and this and that. And I'm going to say the biggest difference right now is that women have babies. Come out of woman. We don't do it.
But they cover pregnancy, right? They cover everything.
I think, yeah, they get you.
After you do it, they just don't want you to go to put anything in you that will,
Well, you can do it. They just don't have to pay for it. They don't want to spend their money paying for it. It's what it is. Hobby Lobby don't need to be buying everybody more than after pills.
Like, okay, I can understand that. Like, I don't want to do this, but do they think Jesus is really going to care? Like, well, they get up to heaven. Well, sorry, Hobby Lobby. Like, is that it, or is it just like they don't want to do it? But if they don't think Jesus will care when they get to heaven, then why do they not want to do it?
What?
Either they think Jesus is going to get mad at them for doing it, or he ain't. And if he ain't, then what's the difference? What difference does it make to them?
It's just their belief, what they believe.
So they believe Jesus will be mad at them.
Believe Jesus loves babies, is what it is, and everybody knows that. You've seen pictures of he likes sheep and animals and babies. Always good picture of children run around with Jesus. You see those pictures up in the church. Those are my favorite ones. So he likes babies. So that's, you want to go on Jesus' side.
That's true. You never see a picture of Jesus with a pack of birth control pills.
No.
Never seen it.
No.
But I have seen him with a sheep, and I have seen him with a baby. So I know he likes them two things.
Well,
a lot of liberals saying it's hypocritical of Hobby Lobby because they have money invested in plans that
it's a pharmaceutical company.
right that kill babies, and
they make things that kill. Pretty much every big company probably got your fingers in there. So company spending money to kill babies,
making money off of killing babies.
Yeah, well, yeah, people buying it to kill their baby. Yeah. And Obama,
or maybe not their baby, maybe like babies in another country.
What?
Like foreign babies. There's companies, you're making money off companies that build things to kill babies in other countries, and you're taking that money, and that's your retirement.
Killing babies in different countries.
Well, some chemical companies make things that kill babies inside of you. Some companies make weapons that are used to kill babies in other lands. But there are a lot. And then also, just obesity.
Well, yeah.
I don't think there's any companies that make stuff that's good for you.
I can't name one off.
Hang that up.
I
right
like
now.
Tylenol.
Yeah, Tylenol's good for you.
I take that to get a headache.
But you can't take too much, that hurts your stomach.
Well, yeah, you mess yourself up. You can't take too much of anything. You shouldn't have too much. That's the thing.
Birth control pills, Obamacare, freedom. Don't take too much of any of it.
No.
They also said that a lot of liberals get mad at Hobby Lobby China. They're like, oh, well, they order stuff from China, and that they force abortions on them. Everybody orders stuff from China.
There's nothing. Whichever way you look, if you got money invested in it, somehow somebody's using some of it to kill a baby. Just know that whatever it is you buy.
You go down to Fortune 500, it's all baby killers, basically.
If you follow that money and where it goes and who's getting what, that's how it is. Except for I wouldn't say Coalish. As far as I know, Coalish. Snack food, Christian snack food, Bible page in every bag. I don't think they got any affiliations. They don't make pharmaceuticals, as far as I know. They ain't got no money in that, and I wouldn't think they did. They branched out to movies.
Yeah, to bring joy to people.
Entertain people, not to kill their babies or kill babies in general. That's what the country is right now.
Yeah, that's not a criticism. It's capitalism. We're just saying that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. You can't turn that around.
But we can't. You can so. I guess what we're saying is, as a company, you can't stop investing in other companies that kill babies, and you can't stop buying things from other lands that kill babies.
Well, you can't control those
But
things.
you can not give women that work for you birth control. It's like just finally taking a stand. It's like saying, okay, people are mad at them for this, but I think this is what drove them to this decision. It's like, well, all this money in our retirement funds, it comes from killing babies. Then they're over here like, oh, we got to order more popsicle sticks from China and googly eyes. That killing babies over there.
And they you don't want to kill babies in your own house, basically.
They're like, it's like when you make a budget and you look in areas where you can cut back. They just made a list of everything and say, where can we not kill some babies? And they discovered it was their employee health care plan.
Yeah, at least you're killing less babies than other companies.
Now, no company's going to be completely baby killing free. Nobody is.
That's the way you follow the money. Somebody's going to kill a baby somewhere. Can't get away from it. Can't escape it. But at least Hobby Hobbies. At least they're trying to kill less babies than most people, and I'll give them credit for that. I'll say that right now. And Obamacare is bad. That's what's proving it.
Yeah, we sorted all this out.
Well, I think so.
So that's Knitting Notions, our sponsor for today, just off the square. Lizzie and Karen Kingsford, the Kingsford sisters.
They have no political,
position on it.
No,
but,
they ain't staying out of it thus
they're trying
far.
to sort it out. One of them is Democrat, one of them is Republican. I've already forgotten which one.
Well, go support Hobby Lobbies if you love Jesus. That's one thing, and that's obviously they love Jesus. There's no question about that.
And if you don't love Jesus, then open up your atheist hobby store that nobody's going to go to because it'll be cold and distant, and you can hire people and shove birth control down their throats all day long and sell googly eyes.
Well, it's like a kid. Kids go in there and make science stuff. Make a universe, solar system, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and if you're making stuff for Vacation Bible School, you go to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
I guess that's the way it's going to be. There's going to be a Jesus store and an atheist store, an Obama store, and a decent American store, and everybody's just going to have to go to whichever one, like, if they're just into debauchery and hating America, then they'll go to the Obama store to buy their American flag that they spit on or burn or throw underneath the car.
Pitiful, yeah.
And if they want an American flag that they're going to fly in their yard because they're proud of their country
what it used
and
to
the
be,
people who served, they'll go to the decent American store. But maybe a Hobby Lobby, I guess.
They got flags there.
I think you can make your own.
You can make you one, yeah. You draw it on something.
Draw it construction paper.
Yeah. That'd be something to go and make, like a felt, different, get the red stripes.
Flag. Go
get
a
a flag. Either way, it'd be something.
I hope I didn't come off too anti-birth control because I want every lady out there that I might actually get in their britches, take birth control.
All right.
First of all, I don't like wearing a condom. I just don't like how it feels. I think there's less.
All right. I don't want to hear about this. Just right now, say it right now, and to everybody at Hobby Lobby, don't go on a date with this one.
People
there ain't
say
nobody at Hobby Lobby needs to go out and done that. Don't
listen. I don't know though. I ain't been in a Hobby Lobby. There may be some Hobby Lobby hotties I need to check up on.
Well, they got the pill. You go in there and get everybody pregnant. Don't do it.
Look, people say that you need to wear a condom because of diseases. I think that is probably just a little bit of that.
I don't want to hear about this.
Sex panic.
I don't want to hear about none of sex stuff.
So I just want to give the message to women, whether you work at Hobby Lobby, you Catholic, whatever, you Amish, you sexually active or not, take birth control anyway. I mean, you never know
All
when you're
right.
going to run into me and what sparks may fly. I don't want. That's the last thing I want to have to worry about is getting a call on my cell phone in Jackie's phone bucket, having to fight off some birds and dig through some popcorn, and seeing a text from you going, "It looks just like you."
Enough.
You know what? I throw that phone back in a bucket, and I pay that kid that got arrested because he's got 2 more strikes.
Yeah.
So 1 more strike ain't gonna hurt him. I pay him to take that phone, throw it in the goddamn river.
All right, enough. I'm not
You
going
ain't
to hear
getting
this.
nothing out of me. That's why I gave you a false name before we made the most powerful love
Oh,
you ever made before in your life.
I don't want to hear about it. None of that stuff.
So I don't know if during this conversation I was sounding like I was, down on birth control. I just want to restate, ladies, take it. Get it in you. Get it coursing through your blood.
Just don't go to Hobby Lobby looking for that sort of stuff. Don't go there. Go somewhere else and get it. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we covered the Hobby Lobby thing.
Hey, yeah. Freedom, yeah.
Freedom. Happy 4th of July.
Hobby Lobbies, yeah.
Week after 4th of July,
Knitting
everybody.
Oceans, too, is good. I thought, they ain't got a say in it just yet. Knitting Oceans is a fine place if you like that arts craft sort of stuff. It's
Yeah,
good.
so go to Knitting Oceans. They're not involved in this. But
Well, they're just trying not to take
worried.
a stand. Yeah, they're just trying to stay out of it, which, but Obama will be swooping in on them before you know it. You wait and see.
So just to recap, take birth control, ladies. Hobby Lobby will not provide it to you. Knitting Oceans has not been involved in this yet, but they expect Obama to swoop down on them. Don't take a cell phone into Jackie's house, but you can into his store.
That's the different. That my working establishment and my home, 2 different things.
Don't take any sort of computer or Atari system
Don't
into
plug-
Jackie's home.
Somebody tried to bring over. I remember I had youngins from distant relatives come over one Christmas. Got Intellivisions, whatever it is. What is that? Intellivisions, Coleco's Vision, something like that.
Don't
and,
do
they,
it.
and they all wanted to hook it up to the TV. Like, oh, let's play right now. And I'm like, not in this house, you ain't. I told them, you ain't hooking no computers up in here. Ain't nothing on my TV. Getting any information out of TVs. Or looking at TV at you. I don't know what it was, but they fussed and hollered and got mad. And I said, you go home and do it there. And I'm sure they did, but you ain't plugging no game computers or phones coming into this house of mine. I'm staying in a certain time zone there. Where that stuff I can go home and just pretend it ain't real. I recommend it to everybody. Get rid of your computers. Just pretend it ain't real. None of it.
Well, we did pretty good on this one, Jackie.
Yeah.
Hour and 17 minutes.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Well, it's a big subject, and I will say, you and I went through a traumatic experience and this and that, so I don't know if I was up to snuff.
Yeah, maybe brevity this week. Maybe we just needed to talk. We just needed to reach out and
Just give you
connect with some
idea.
people.
I don't know.
So we'll try to work on brevity, maybe. Or maybe y'all want longer ones. Maybe we need to do 2-hour ones.
Well,
People have horrible jobs and they need distraction.
I guess. Is that it then?
Yeah, let's.
Ready to wrap it up. Yeah, just Hobby Lobbies, if you work there, I didn't mean to get on to you, and people like Loretta Lynn's won't take pills. Just don't put them together, is all.
If Loretta Lynn was working at Hobby Lobby right now, this may launch her onto her career. In an alternate universe, she works at Hobby Lobby, and this is what made her write a different song.
Get started, yeah.
A different feminist. Jesus Christ. All right.
It's over. I had enough.
I
All
can't
right.
talk here. I'm taking these headphones off.
All right, take them off. I'm going to turn this thing. I'm done.
Just unplug it.
Rates and reviews. Thank you kindly, everybody, for all the birthday wishes. And I hope you had a nice Independence Day. I'm sure you had if you weren't at Big Lots, you had a much better one than we did.
Just from the wall. Just unplug it from the wall.
What? Computer on the store.
Just yank it out.
All right, hang on. Let me get